Can start now, Akarshna.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon, all. I'm going to present on the topic of atomic emission spectroscopy. Atomic emission spectroscopy, also called as AES, is a method of chemical analysis that uses the intensity of light emitted from flame, plasma, arc, or spark. These are the sources at a particular wavelength to determine the quantity of an element in the sample. The wavelength of the atomic spectral line in the emission spectrum gives the identity of the element, while the intensity of the emitted light is proportional to the number of atoms of the element present in it. And the difference between atomic absorption spectroscopy and atomic emission spectroscopy, while atomic absorption spectroscopy quantifies the absorption of electromagnetic radiation by well separated neutral atoms, while in AES it measures the emission of radiation from atoms in excited states. It is used as the standard method for metal analysis. An atomic emission small part of sample is vaporized, forms free atom that attain energy from excitation source, results in the transition from lower to higher energy state. On returning back, emit photon of radiation. In ancient days, the atomic emission was mainly based on the flame, arc, or spark excitation sources, but now in modern eras, its advancement is made by the introduction of non-combustion plasma sources. And about the principle, the electrons of the atoms moves from higher energy level to the lower energy level by emitting extra amount of energy in the form of light, which consists of photons. Instrumentation. The sample flow is flow towards the mixing chamber, and it's mixed together. The fuel gas acetylene and oxidizing gas hydrogen is mixed in the mixing chamber, and in the slit burner, with the help of hollow cathode lamp, the flame produces, and the atomic emission is the radiation is emitted, and it passes through the slit, and it refracted to the monochromator, and with the help of photodetector it is detected, and the resultant is obtained in this device, indicator device. And this is schematic representation of it. And the sources, atomic emission spectroscopy. Unlike AES, it uses very high temperatures of atomization sources to excite atoms. The sources may include plasma, arcs, sparks, and flame. Let's see about plasma. Plasma, it is a homogeneous mixture of gaseous atoms, ions, and electrons at very high temperature. There are three types of plasma. It includes direct current plasma, microwave induced plasma, and inductively coupled plasma. In these three, inductively coupled plasma is widely used. Direct current plasma technique. The current plasma is created by two electronic release of the two electrodes. The samples are placed on the electrode. And in this technique, the solid samples are placed near the discharge to encourage the emission of the sample by converted gas atoms. About microwave induced plasma, it is used for multi-analytic determination of major to minor elements. Employed microwave energy to produce plasma. Microwave induced plasma generated from few hundred watts of radiation source. Atomized sample pass through plasma and promote electron excitation. And about inductively coupled plasma, that is ICP, it is most important of these plasmas. It uses an inductively coupled plasma to produce excited atoms and ions that emit electromagnetic radiation at wavelengths characteristics of particular element. Plasma generated in a device called torch. ICP torch, it consists of three concentric silica quartz tube. An argon stream that carries the sample in the form of an aerosol, it passes through the central tube. Plasma is initiated by spark from the Tesla coil. Argon gas ionized and emission is measured. You can see in this image. And this is ICP spectrometer. And about arc and spark. Spark or arc atomic emission spectroscopy is used for the analysis of metallic elements in solid samples. For non-conductive materials, the sample is ground with graphite powder to make it conductive, and it is usually performed on solids, largely displaced by plasma AES, electric current flowing between these two electrodes. About flame, it consists of total consumption burner, which sample is drawn through a capillary tube which injected directly into flame, and flame is high temperature source that is used to desolvate and vaporize the sample and generate free atom for spectroscopic study. And it consists of sample holders. It is of two types, solid samples and liquid samples. The function of sample holder is to introduce sample into the electrical discharge. Monochromatas used are prism monochromatas and grating monochromatas. Detectors of photomultiplier tubes and photographic plates. For quantitative analysis, photographic plate is used on which all the emission lines from the samples are recorded. This photograph of the emission spectrum helps in the measurement of wavelength of radiation lines. From these lines, emitting elements can be identified. And the electrodes used in AES, the electrodes that are used for the various forms of atomic emission spectroscopy are usually constructed from graphite, because graphite is a good choice for the electrode material because it is conductive and does not spectrally interfere with an assay of most metals and metalloids. In special cases, metallic electrodes, often copper, or electrodes that are fabricated from the analyte are used. Regardless of the type of electrodes that are used, a portion of each of the electrode is consumed during electrical discharge. The electrode material should be chosen so as not to spectrally interference during the analysis. So the electrode choice is must. And about sample introduction, it is introduced with the help of nebulizer or electrothermal vaporizer. Nebulizer. It converts solution to fine spray or aerosol. Ultrasonic nebulizer is used or pneumatic nebulizer. Electrothermal vaporizer. The electric current rapidly heats crucible containing sample. Sample carried to atomizer by gas like argon or helium. It is used only for the introduction and not for the atomization. Atomizer. The elements used to be analyzed need to be in atomic state, and the atomization is the process of conversion of sample into free gaseous atom. Atomizer is the device used for atomization. Types of atomizers: flame atomizer and electrothermal atomizer. In flame atomizer, there are two, continuous and discrete. Continuous atomization, the sample penetrates the atomizer at constant speed, not used for dissolved solid. And discrete atomization is measured amount of sample enters the atomizer, effective when sample volume is limited. If sample volume is limited, discrete atomization can be used. And by this process, this nebulization, desolvation, volatilization, and dissociation. About electrothermal atomizer, it is also known as graphite furnace atomizer. It is more convenient to use. A non-flame method, that is electrically heated graphite tubes, can be used by this method. And advantages: it is highly specific, sensitive, that is low concentration. Metalloids like arsenic, silicon, selenium have been identified by this technique. Samples in solid or liquid state are rarely gas samples can be used. Techniques requires minimum sample preparation and no preliminary treatment of sample is required for this. Spectra can be taken simultaneously for more than two elements and no separation is required. We can obtain rapid results if automated. Times required is 30 to 1 minute. Disadvantages: this equipment is costly and experience is required for handling and interpretation of spectra. Recording is done on photographic plate, which takes some time to develop, print, and interpret these results, so it may delay. The spectrograph is essentially a comparator. For a quantitative analysis, standards of similar composition are required. Radiation intensities are not always reproducible and method limited to the analysis of elements. These are some disadvantages of this technique. And about applications, common applications of atomic emission spectroscopy are in the analysis of trace elements in soils, waters, metals, biological specimens, clinical specimens, food, physical evidence such as glass and other solids. It is used for rapid analysis of multi-component pharmaceutical tablet. It is used for elemental analysis. It is used in identification and determination of metals in trace amounts. It is used for the determination of mineral composition of igneous and metamorphic rocks. It is used for routine analysis of wear metals in lubricating oils and for the analysis of sodium, potassium, and lithium. Silicon is recognized as essential trace element participating in normal body metabolism and evaluation of platinum in body tissues and fluids after administration of platinum containing anti-cancer drugs. And in forensic science, crime scene soil analysis is done, and in metallurgy, analysis of trace elements in stainless steel, and environmental science, wastewater analysis, and determination of pollutant metals in variety of matrices, and in industry, presence of metals like copper, iron, nickel, and silicon, and lubricating oils or gasoline at tracer concentrations are identified. In agricultural science, analysis of agricultural products and foods besides soil analysis can be done. And in health sciences, determination of aluminium in blood, copper in brain tissue, selenium in liver, etc. can be determined. And in geological science, presence of lanthanides and other elements in rock samples. And the comparison between atomic absorption spectroscopy and atomic emission spectroscopy are both measures the trace element concentration, and in atomic absorption depends upon the number of ground state atoms, and in emission it depends upon the number of excited atoms. In absorption, it measures the radiation absorbed by the ground state atoms. In emission, it measures the radiation emitted by the excited atoms. Absorption is made in the presence of light source. Emission can be used in the absence of light source. The temperature in the atomizer is adjusted to atomize the analyte atoms in the ground state only. The temperature used in emission atomizer is big enough to atomize the analyte atoms and excite them to higher energy level. Temperature is much more needed in emission spectroscopy. Thank you.
Okay, good, Krishna. Overall, you have presented well, but you have read all the points what you have given in the slide. You have to give hints and you need to try to explain. Okay. It is
Okay.
easy to read from the slide. You need to explain. You have given only hints. From that, you have to try to explain. Can you summarize once again, since all would have not been received all the points? So summarize what are all the points you have discussed, and give conclusion to this technique. It is good comparison between atomic absorption and atomic emission. You have said. You just give summary and conclusion for this presentation, so that we'll understand what you are coming to say from this topic. And once again, the instrumentation schematic representation, I'd like to receive some more explanation. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So it will be useful. Carry on.
Atomic emission spectroscopy is used as a standard method for metal analysis, and the main principle says about that electrons of atoms moves from higher energy level to lower.
No need to read. Again, no need to read. Just give the summary of your presentation. What are the topics you have discussed?
The sources used in this is of four types: plasma, arcs, and flame. In plasma, there are three types of plasma, that is direct current plasma, microwave induced plasma, and inductively coupled plasma. In this three, inductively coupled plasma is mostly used. And sample holder And monochromators use this prism and grating. About detectors, photomultiplier tubes and photographic plates are used. The sample introduction method is by nebulizer and electrothermal vaporizer. And about atomizer, it is of two types, flame atomizer and electrothermal atomizer. Flame is of continuous and discrete. Applications, common applications used in the analysis of trace elements in soil, water, metals, biological specimens, in forensic science, industries, etc. for the determination. Higher temperature is used in atomic emission spectroscopy than atomic absorption spectroscopy.
Okay, ma'am. Once again, the flow chart, instrumentation flow chart, I need to get explanation. Instrumentation flow chart. From the instrumentation chart, this one only.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference you found for atomic absorption and emission and flame emission? These three. So combinedly, just give explanation. What are the parts you are finding in atomic absorption and emission, and comparing with flame emission spectroscopy?
Here, with the help of mixing chamber, they are mixing the sample, and with the slit burner, it is introduced, and the radiation is passed.
Whether you are using hollow cathode lamp in flame emission spectroscopy,
No, ma'am.
in atomic emission, whether you are using hollow cathode lamp in atomic emission
Light source is not used in that.
then why you have focused a hollow cathode lamp here in this picture? Whether it is atomic absorption or emission.
Emission.
Check once again, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Give proper schematic diagram for this, since all will be copying the same for exam also. So add in this part only, check the schematic representation, give which is particularly meant for atomic emission spectroscopy. And then you can upload this PPT in our stream, classroom stream. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you can upload it. Very good, Pa. Now I'll assign to you people only, your friends only, to give marks in the chat box. Okay. So what marks you will be giving for her presentation? Oral presentation. All of you register your marks first. 5 marks will be given for oral, her explanation, way of explanation, 5 marks. So all of you register your marks here. So based on that, I will take average marks and I will put. And another 5 marks for her slides, PPT slides. And another 5 marks will be for interaction. If you have any doubt, you can clarify with her, or otherwise that part will be 0. Okay. So all can interact with her. For her slides, 10 marks. Okay. Slides 10 marks, explanation 5 marks, interaction 5 marks. Totally 20 marks. All of you register your marks in the chat box, so that I will give consolidated mark for her out of 20 for her seminar. If you have any doubt, you can clarify with her. Monisha, Devi Kartika, Subhadashni, Stephen Johnson, Padmapriya, Junaid, Joy John, Siranjeevi, and Jetlin. Ask some questions. No doubts, huh? Then you just give marks in the chat box. Make it fast. Whether you are getting my voice or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Then give the marks, no. How many times I have to ask? And I appreciate Akarshna's presentation within the prescribed time. She has prepared nicely and has given. Good. So this will be helpful for you in the clinical presentations also. Jetlin overall 19. Okay. Give like 5 plus 10 plus 5. How much? Okay. Jetlin has not asked any question, but he has given 19 marks. Okay, others also register your marks here, pa. So nobody is willing to give. Then I will consider it as 0. Okay. When you are going to give a seminar, then that time also be giving 0 only. Stephen Joy John. All has to register your marks. Okay, mostly 19. Who else didn't give? Saranjeevi, Johnson, Padmapriya. Okay, my marks for her way of explanation 3 out of 5, 3. Okay, still you need to explain, no need to read. You should not read from the slide. Whoever is presenting, you have to concentrate on your explanation. With your own words, you need to explain, giving the points in the slide. Slide preparation is okay for that 9. Okay. And the interaction, only I have interacted with her. Nobody asked a question. So for that part, only 2. So how many marks now? 12, 14. 14 marks out of 20 for her presentation. Okay. Anyway, it is very good. 1 mark additionally I will give you for your nice presentation. As the first person from your class you have given, so I will add that 1 mark in the interaction column. Okay, so 15 out of 20. Thank you, Akarshna. With this, we'll leave the meeting. In the next class, we'll be discussing with structural elucidation spectroscopic techniques. So with her discussion, we have completed absorption and emission spectroscopic techniques. From the next class, we'll be moving on to structural elucidation spectroscopic techniques like FTIR, NMR, MAS, this all. Okay, ESR, X-ray, but remaining spectroscopic techniques. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
From Monday, all presence, okay?